Dating in Tampa is ASS. Part of me is like, okay, I want to give up on dating completely in Tampa, just be alone, maybe move to the woods, move to the middle of nowhere, cut everyone off, delete all social media. And another part of me is like, okay, just keep giving it a go. I just feel like in Tampa, no one wants to settle down. It's very Peter Pan and Neverland. It's just not working. There's so many endless options. No one wants to be in an actual relationship. No one wants to work on stuff. I don't know what to do.
Let me just tell you how toxic the men in Chicago are. Let's see. Number one, let's talk about the guy who invited me out and then made out with another girl in front of me. And then was like, oh, we're just friends. Do you want to talk about it? Because I would love to talk about it. Because that was the moment that my demon villain era started. The second I saw it happen, I was like, oh, here we go again. And then I completely changed my whole vibe from pink Princess Barbie to black demon. So yeah, all it takes is seeing a dude that I had a little crush on make out with a girl in front of me, and I was like, this is gonna be so fun.
Every guy here swears that every woman is just looking for money, and because there's so many attractive women, the men are used to 10 out of 10s, so they don't care if you're attractive. Genuinely, when I say looks don't mean shit here, they don't.
Hey y'all, happy Saturday. I just decided I was gonna hop on here and do a quick little story time of one of my more recent dating experiences in Kansas City. A little bit of background. I went on a couple dates with this guy, talked over a few weeks. I started responding less, he started responding less, fizzled out. Great. Could have left it at that. All was well. Hadn't talked to him in a little bit. He reaches out to me yesterday while I'm at work at a crisp 1 p.m. and says, hey, I don't really think we're compatible for a relationship, but I'd love to stay friends. Like, you're a great girl, you're fun to hang out with, etc. Keep in mind, we haven't talked. So I was like, okay, yeah, for sure. Like, we can stay friends. I agree. Could have left it at that. And instead, he goes, so with that being said, do you have any friends or coworkers you could hook me up with?
What's good, guys? It's your boy JostenJ coming to you with another video. Let's cook, boys. Let's cook. All right. This is why confident men don't put women on a pedestal in modern dating. We got action. Let's cook.
I think it's important to note that while my type is like tall, dark, and handsome, mustache, covered in tattoos, the typical man I date is medium ugly. Like, if you slide in my DMs and you can't believe that I'm answering you because you like think I'm out of your league, exactly, just my type. I am out of your league, and don't forget it.
Confident men don't think that women are out of their league. You know, men with sense understand, okay, I just can't afford it, or I can't afford to lose involving myself with this person. But a confident man never thinks this woman is out of my league. It's funny that her type would be a confident guy, but she tends to get guys that aren't that confident. And it's funny that she says tattoos, tall, dark, and handsome. None of this has anything to do with a man's character. And people always forget what you want and what you get are two completely different things. Your type is what you get, what you can get, not what you would want. That's just a bunch of wants on both sides. A guy says, my type is this type of chick. No. What type of chick are you used to getting? That's your type. Everyone is delusional in this game. But it's so funny that she's describing a guy in her eyes who would be confident, who would be a guy that she really wants like that, with charm, charisma, tattoos, tall, dark, and handsome, and all of this stuff. You think that guy's going to put you on a pedestal? Obviously not. And it proves my point. If you could get that guy, right, time and time again, this would prove that you're the prize. You view them as the prize, and you could get the guys that you don't view as the prize. So why would a guy who's confident within himself ever put a woman on a pedestal? And before we get into the next clip, if you need help with your confidence and you need help with becoming more attractive, I'm about to put you onto a great deal. Sponsor of today's video is Tiege Hanley. This skincare routine is uncomplicated. It is simple for men. Okay, if you think that you don't need a skincare routine, granted, you know, I understand, but I thought the same thing too. So I started using this, and it's a game changer. There's a lot of things that come in this box that are gonna be useful to you. Let's go over it. So you get a daily face wash. So you're gonna clean your face off, you're gonna get the dirt off, but then they have an exfoliating scrub that goes deep into your pores. It gets all that backed up gunk off your face, and you actually feel it while it's working. You can feel your face tingling. So after you're done with that, you're going to use an AM moisturizer, and it comes with a PM moisturizer. So it's not going to leave you out here with dry skin and you're just not looking your best. You are going to look and feel your best with this. And I truly believe the first step to becoming him is actually getting a skincare routine that works. Don't worry about it. They got an instruction card in here that shows you when to use it, how much to use, and in exactly what order. So you will never be confused about anything. Strictly uncomplicated. A bunch of guys have also tested this. A bunch of great reviews. I would not back something that I don't believe in, and I believe in the Tiege Hanley way. So if you want to jump on this routine, you're going to get 40% off just to start with your first box, then 20% off for life. Plus, they throw in a free gift valued at over $20. If you want to jump on this skincare routine, click the link in my description or the pinned comment and get started today.
So I have came to the conclusion that I'm attracted to men who look dangerous. If it looks like he went to jail or he could kill me or he probably has a gun on him, I'm like, ooh, fine shit. Like, what is wrong with me? That's my problem.
She said a guy who looks like he's dangerous has a gun on him. See, that'll backfire on them, guys. Never feel a certain type of way if a woman overlooks you for one of these guys, because that will always backfire on them. You understand? So don't think that you need to change who you are or try to be like one of these guys. No, be yourself. Once again, you shouldn't be a pushover, but what she's saying is a bunch of nonsense. But one thing I can respect about this clip is that she's admitting this. But also the reason why she's admitting this, I could bet on this, right? Is because she's trying to go outside of her type. She's trying to go for guys that put her on a pedestal. It ain't working. She can't shake it. So she returns back to the streets. Do you understand how this goes? They will give men a chance that want to do for them, put them on a pedestal, that think they're the best thing ever. But what happens is they can't shake their type for whatever reason. So they come back out here and they go back to these guys. But when guys know this and they have a way of confidence about themselves and they have self-worth, they're like, I'm never putting a chick on a pedestal, because 9 times out of 10, this is what they go for. This is what they want. So it is what it is. Let's get the next clip.
So I'm hanging out with this guy this weekend. We're at his house, and I've been hanging out with him, but we're not in a serious relationship, okay? We're not exclusive, right? So we're looking through his camera roll. Don't fucking ask me why. And he's laying down next to me, and I'm holding his phone. He's letting me, by the way. Like, I'm basically like holding his phone. I'm driving the boat, okay? So I'm looking through the camera roll. He's next to me, and I find this picture of him, and he looks fucking hot. Really hot. I mean, no shirt, chiseled. It's in the summer. He's tan. You see his tats all on his arm. Like, I was like, damn. So I go, okay, I need to send this to myself right now. He's like, yeah, send it. I'm again holding the phone. And so I click the picture and I go to send it to myself. Now in messages, like when you send a picture or whatever, it'll like pop up if you're going to send it to someone, like whoever you talk to the most. So it's like my name first, right? And then we've got another girl's name next to me. So I go, should I send it to your little friend too? And I'm like, because I can't play shit cool. I don't have a cool bone in my fucking body. So I'm like, oh, so you're texting other girls. And he looks at me, pauses, and goes, you're texting other guys. Okay, it's not about me. It's not about me right now. This is about you. That wasn't the question, okay? That wasn't the question.
She asked him who he was texting, right? And I love this because bro didn't budge. My guy. That's how it's supposed to be. I actually had a conversation like this with my main chick when we first started hanging out. I let her see inside my Hinge account. I told her, yo, I don't think it would be fair for you. You know, if I told you, yo, delete your account, don't talk to any other guys. So I think we should just keep doing our thing, and I'm going to keep my account open. You keep your account open. And it was cool. That was that. Of course, she didn't like that, but what is she going to do? See what I mean? A man who's confident enough to have this conversation and tell a woman, yo, listen, this is this and this ain't that. That's confidence. And they love that. They're going to act like they don't like that, but they actually respect that, because only a man with confidence is going to move that way. A guy without confidence who puts her on a pedestal is like, oh, no, I'm not talking to anybody else. Why did that upset you? Oh, okay, I could delete it. I won't talk to them anymore. The hell out of here. That's moving like she's the prize. And once again, you don't have to be a jerk about it. But it's funny how he turned it around and said, but you're texting other guys. And she's like, oh, but that's not the question I was asking. Men who are hip to the game ain't going. And you tend to have confidence when you're even able to check or tell her something like that. But they find it attractive. And see, when you know this, you don't put them on a pedestal, because all it does is reverse that. Once she knows that you see her as the prize and that you're willing to do anything to get at her, that's when the games start. Let's get the next one.
You know what I've realized, yeah, is that men are starting to like have standards.
Lower it.
Because guys, yeah, this guy literally, oh wait, the sun, oh wow, beautiful. Guys, I can't see, but I think I look beautiful. Guys, yeah, one of the guys that she was talking to was like, oh, so what are we gonna be? And then Candy was like, vibes. And he said, what's that? And he never spoke to her again.
Yes, see, men aren't going for the goofy goobers, the chicks in Delulu land. They're not. They're going for women that want to put in effort, that are going to show up and show out. And she tried to blur the lines with this dude, and he exhibited his confidence. Nah, I'm good. I'm good off that. And once again, do you notice a trend in this week's videos, right? The men who are indifferent to them, they remember. The men who are indifferent to them, they get on camera and talk about these guys, tell stories about these guys. They remember these guys. All in the background are guys that want to take them out, trying to get at them, trying to make them see them as the best option. It's still there. Once again, they leave out key details, small key details. There are other guys that are trying to get them out. There are other guys that are trying to get their attention. There are other guys that are trying to get a conversation, but they can only remember these men, because that shows confidence, self-worth. It's not a game player. And it's funny that they say they want men that don't play games, but confident men don't play games. Men who are not going for anything, they don't play games. And still, what happens? What happens? They eject. They take themselves out of the equation, because guess what? They can't play games, but at the same time want a man that's not going to play games. Funny, right? Let's get the next one.
I'm sorry, dating in 2026 needs to be studied. It needs to be studied, because what is going on out there is horrendous. I have not dated a man properly in like over 10 years, and I just don't understand what is going on. Why do they act like they need to be chased? And if you don't message, then they're not going to message you. What is happening? Because I just thought, okay, maybe it's just one person, they're not that interested. But this keeps happening like all of the time. And every girl that I speak to is confirming that this is normal. Of course, I'm not naive to think that when you're dating, these people are totally single. Everyone has someone. I so get that. But when I was dating my ex, he made it very known that like, yeah, I want you. Like, we're going to be together. And that was it. And we just fell in love really quick. There is so many mind games, there is so much uncertainty. It's like you don't know whether you should be messaging or not. I just wish people could speak with their heart and their like true intentions, and then things would just move so much quicker.
She isn't getting put on a pedestal, and that's what's annoying her. See, a lot of guys are hitting her with the okay, never mind for the win. A lot of guys are saying, if you're not going to reach back out, if it feels like it's pulling teeth, I'm not even going to entertain you. And this is funny too, because aren't baddies the most sought after? Because she has the baddie starter kit, the makeup, the lashes, right? She got the baddie archetype kit. So what's going on? What's going on? Why aren't these guys knocking down your door and chasing you? You're getting on camera and saying this, and this is funny. They're so down bad that they get on camera and make these videos for male validation, for male attention. So guys can flood the comments and flood their DMs and inbox. Well, I would definitely give you a shot. I would take you out. I think you're pretty. They're so desperate that they get on the internet and make these videos. See, she's telling the truth, but at the same time, she's trying to get extra validation because she's not getting it. She's not getting it. Oh, I used to date this guy. What happened to him? Notice how in their stories, they never explain what happened to the guys that they used to date. Why didn't you cling on for dear life? Shit, she probably got rid of him. Now you're back out here and you're trying to search for a guy that's going to put you on a pedestal, but it don't go like that. It don't go like that, especially the men that she wants. See, she's going after the confident men. She's going after the well-rounded, in shape, well-groomed, confident men. And what she's finding out is we're in a new time now. You're not going to be able to play the same games that you were playing. You're not. And this is why I show these clips, because you will look at a woman like her and think, you know, she's got options. She could get a boyfriend easily if she wanted to. Yeah, she could. But is that guy her type? No. Whenever I'm saying they could be out here, right, and they could have a relationship, it's going to be with the guy that's going to put them on a pedestal. It's going to be with the guy who views her as the best. It's going to be with a guy who views her as the prize. And check this. Isn't that supposed to be the guy that they want? Don't they claim they want intentional men? Emotionally available men and all of this stuff? Yet they're still out here complaining about dudes. The dudes that they want. Let's get the next one.
If one more person approaches me that is 20 years old on my solo beach dates, like there was this like beautiful man that was probably like definitely in his 30s, like solo beaching like 2 meters from me. And then this 21-year-old English boy had to come and talk to me. And I was like, bro. And he's like, where'd you go out? I bet you go out. And I'm like, that's such a young person's question, you scrawny little English person. And he told me he was 21. I told him I was 31. And he was like, oh, but you don't look it. And it's like, but I am. Can you go away?
I said this before and I'm going to say it again. This is a young man's game. Dude out here, you know, approaching you and really giving a damn like that. But the guy that she has her eyes on, he ain't worried about her. Remember, does he like you? She scoped this guy out. Probably in shape, ripped up, older looking dude. You know what I'm saying? On the beach. Just exuding confidence. He doesn't even know what's going on. She spots him. But then the young boy swoops in and he's trying to talk to her. He's trying to talk to her. She don't want to give him a shot. She don't want to give him a chance. She ain't trying to hear nothing he's saying. And you know why? Because she can't benefit off of that younger dude. All he has is time to waste. He doesn't have money to waste, as far as she's concerned. But when they see the older dude, right, probably got his life together, because you look like new money. I'm telling you, women think a bunch of things when they see you. When you're in shape, when you're intact as a man, when you just exude confidence, right? Women look at you and a bunch of things go off in their head. The young boy, nah, he ain't good enough. See, I'm telling you, the young boy putting her on a pedestal, trying to give her all this attention. She don't want it. She don't want it. See, he hasn't gone through the game yet. So he's still out here approaching, doing this thing, and I respect it. But what I'm saying is the older dude ain't worried about her like that, and that's the one that she wants. That's the one that she wants to come over there. Funny. Even while putting her on a pedestal and giving her this attention, she's like, you know, nah, he's young and this, that, and the third. Bro, let this dude be some young guy that she knows of, that is successful for something, that does something that brings in cake. She would have no problem, you know, getting taken on a ride from this dude. But when all of that is stripped, when the status, the money, everything is stripped, what they would want is a confident guy who has motion, who encompasses all things that are being a man. I'm telling you, they're thirsty for the guys who don't put them on a pedestal, who are confident within themselves and just cool, calm, collected, funny, a good time. The guys that are thirsty for them, they don't want those guys. Guys that are willing to do whatever, say whatever, be whatever, they don't want these guys. And even when they get one of these guys, they disrespect these guys. They abuse these guys. They toss them in the trash like they're nothing. So what's the point? What's the point of putting a woman on a pedestal? Relationships are always going to work out when a woman looks at you as that dude. When she looks at you as her superhero. Not the other way around. So that's why it makes no sense to do it. So this was why confident men don't put women on a pedestal in modern dating. Hope you guys got a lot out of it. It's your boy JostenJ. Get with you boys in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Hey guys, it's your girl Heather, and I'm still dating in my 30s in Colorado Springs as a single mom, and it is going horrible. Okay, is it too much to ask to have somebody who has their shit together, who has their own place, who has a good job, and who will step up and be the man of the household. Like, is it that hard? I think that it is, because I've been trying to look for it, and all I keep running across are F-boys or people that I'm attracted to that don't find me attractive, or guys who I am not physically attracted to that are super into me. Like, guys, I do have to have standards. I hit the gym every day. If you don't do that, don't get in my DM. Like, period. I would probably say about 5 to 6 days a week I'm in the gym. If I'm not in the gym, I'm still doing something active, especially in the spring, summer, and fall. I'm going for a walk around the block. I'm going for a run. I'm always doing something active. If you are not active, go away. I just want somebody who has the same lifestyle as me. And I also want somebody who is a man of faith, because that is so hard to find, but I want somebody who has God at the forefront and is going to be the man of the household. And, you know, that has been so hard to find, because, I mean, at church, how do you find a single guy? I don't know. And even if I could tell that they were single, which I can't, I mean, I can look at your hand and see you're not wearing a ring, but that doesn't always mean that you're single.